Reanna. And I chose my story today because I wanted you to kind of see something a little bit different about me. So I know I talked to a few of you last week. I was doing Vacation Bible School. Vacation Bible School is when all of these children come to church and they sing and play and do dances and they learn about God and they do Bible stories, things like that. And I direct the preschool portion, so all of the 3 to 5 year olds come to me and get paint and glue and water on me the whole week, and it's great, it's so great. But I work with a group of directors from different churches, and so a year ago, I'm 19, and this is my first semester. I finished 1 year at UNK, and this is my first summer living at home again after being on my own, and I'm working with all these different people. And I distinctly remember the director from the other church comes down to my preschool room on the very last night of VBS, and she starts going through my stuff to decide what belongs to her church and what belongs to mine, and I'm getting so irritated because I'm like, I just did this the whole week, and you're trying to figure out whose Play-Doh is yours, and it was just driving me crazy. And so I get all my stuff packed up, and she takes whatever she thinks is hers. That's fine. And so I get in my car, and I've got my trunk full of Vacation Bible School stuff, which is what it looked like last week too. And I call my friend Matt, and I'm like, okay, Matt, we're gonna go to Omaha. And he's like, tonight? I said, yeah, tonight. We're gonna go to Omaha. I'm done with VBS. Like, I just want to go somewhere and do something away from here. And so he's like, okay, let me get a bag. So it's like 9:30 at night, and I go home, and this is my first summer living at home again. And in high school, I was always home at 8. I went to bed really early. Like, I wasn't interested in being out with people late at night. I sleep early and sleep late. So I'm telling my family that, like, I'm gonna go to Omaha tonight. And, like, this is really weird. Like, this is not like you, but okay, like, you're an adult now, you can do that. And so I get my stuff packed and I make my tea. So I always make tea with milk and sugar, and I'm just having all sorts of trouble getting out of the house. I spill the sugar, I try to vacuum it up, I break the vacuum, I spill my tea with my milk and sugar all over the floor, which is awful to clean up because it's sticky now because it has sugar in it. And so I get everything cleaned up and I get in my car, and my friend Matt at this point is walking towards my house because it's like 11 o'clock at night and I have not picked him up, and we're supposed to be driving 3 hours to Omaha, and so he's walking towards my house and I pick him up on the way. And he's got this wonderful, like, grandma knitting bag. It is my favorite bag in the whole world. It's got these little tassels on the end, and it's just hilarious. He's walking towards my car with this giant bag. And so he gets in my car, and we get on the interstate. And now we're like, okay, so what are we going to do? Because it's 11 o'clock at night, and we've just got on the interstate. I don't have enough tea to make it through because I just finished VBS. And so we're like, okay, well, it's kind of expensive to get a hotel, so let's just go to Lincoln and we'll stay with my aunt and uncle. And so Matt texts my uncle from my phone, can we stay at your house? And he's like, sure, when? I'm like, well, tonight. Like, okay, sure. So my aunt and uncle are great people, and they let us stay at their house, and so we go to Lincoln. And we're like, well, what are we gonna do when we get there? We could go to the Omaha Zoo the next day. I don't know if that's really what we want to do. So, like, what are we going to do tonight? We could get a movie. I don't know. So, Matt decides that we are going to go to the Alley. The Alley is a gay bar in Lincoln. It's 19 and up, so you can get in when you're 19, but you can't drink till you're 21. Matt and I have never been to a bar because we're 19. And we've never been to a gay bar, and so this is entirely different. Like, we've never done this before. And so he's messaging his friends, and as we get closer to Lincoln, he's on his app, and he is messaging guys. As we get closer to Lincoln, they pop up on his phone on this app that drives me crazy because it just bothers him, but he does it anyway. So we get to Lincoln, and we find this parking garage, which are the bane of my existence. I hate parking garages. And we get to the alley, which is literally in an alley. Like, you walk down and they have like an outside like beer garden, but then you walk into this alley to get to the door to get in. And when you get inside, they check your ID, And if you're not 21, they take this giant mega Sharpie marker and write these big M's on your hands. So we just think this is great. We've got these giant M's that lasted, I think, a week, no matter how much you scrubbed them. And so we've got our big M's for minor. We do not serve these babies alcohol. They are little. And so we go in, and we're like totally like starstruck. Like, what are we gonna, like, what do we do here? We've never been here before. And so we find this little place like in the corner, and we're just staring. And it is bright and loud, and there's all these flashing lights, and there are drag queens. And I love drag queens. Does anyone not know what drag is? Risa, do you know what drag is? Yeah? Do you know, Mal, what drag is? No, that's okay. I didn't think everyone would. So I'm not the official on drag queens. I don't know all the information. There's probably some shows you can watch if you want to find out. But drag is a performance art. It's just like dancing and singing and things like that. It's a performance where men dress up as really elaborate and eccentric women, like really big hair and other large posterior things. And they do lip syncing and dancing and comedy and things like that. And so there's these drag queens in there, and they're so bright and colorful. And it's hilarious because they're all men, and most of them are way taller than your average woman, and it's hilarious. It just is comical. And we're like standing in this little corner, like trying not to be noticed, and this drag queen is walking towards us, and we're like, we have messed up. Like, she's just gonna tell us to leave because we look so out of place. And she's like, are you okay? Like, yeah, we've just never been here before. And she, like, it's loud in here anyway, but she goes, oh, virgins!
Oh,
and we're like,
Lord.
okay. And she's like, so I'm Autumn Quinn, and I still remember this. And she's like, and it's my job to make sure that you just have a great time tonight. So you can get a drink, and she sees our giant M's, of soda, and then the drag show is gonna start. Like, okay, great, like, that sounds like fun. And so we get our soda, and we are like standing all like squished together with all of these other people. Like, this is closer than I've ever wanted to be to anybody. And this drag show starts, and it is just the coolest thing. I've never seen a drag show up to this point, but my friend Matt and I talk about it a lot. And it is just the coolest thing. There's like awesome music, and the costumes are fantastic, and there's all these flashing lights, and it is just so much fun. And then after, they open the stage, and we're dancing, and it's mostly gay men. There's a few women there, and I think there was a bachelorette party hanging out in the front. So it was the greatest experience. Like, I had such a good time with my best friend, and we did not go to the Omaha Zoo, but I did not care that lady came in and took